What's poppin', guys? Gar Champion here, and today we're going to be unboxing something different. I got myself a couple Gastleys from Mischief Toys. So about a week or so ago, depending on when this video goes live, I sent an email out to the Gastlecast about a theory of mine where I thought that this lovely Tondro diecast Funko Pop did not have a chase. And to my surprise, they made a video within 24 hours. I thought it was really cool, and it honestly meant a lot to me. When I started Funko collecting, I only had two friends that were kind of into this fandom, but ever since, they kind of just faded away and don't collect anymore. Then, I'm about the only person in my friend group who's at an obsessive level of liking Demon Slayer and other animes. So, here I am, kind of alone in the two hobbies that I really enjoy. Where I'm going with this is the fact that I just have felt kind of isolated and alone, because the two things that I take the most interest in and want to talk about with people, I just can't, and it sucks. I may not be able to read a lot of social cues on my own. My wife's really good at that, not me. But I do have enough social awareness to kind of tell when, someone just doesn't give a shit about what you want to talk about. And so it just kind of leaves me to just respect for others, keep it to myself. After kind of feeling that I was going just batshit crazy for months about this chase not being real, the Gastlecast made a video about my email, and it kind of felt like, for the first time in a while, that my voice actually meant something to someone. It literally meant, oops. Let's try that again. It literally meant the world to me that there was even a response, let alone a video. So I wanted to show my support by purchasing a couple of Gastleys. I've always liked them when they showed them off in videos, but it wasn't until now that I decided to pull the trigger. Links will be provided in the description below for the Gastlecast YouTube channel as well as the Mischief Toys website. So go check out their fun videos as well as get some cool merch. For these unboxings, I will be providing a bias-free opinion, and so that little sappy story that I talked about previously will not affect my bias towards these figures. Lastly, there will be no Shinobu treatment for these, as I only do those for Funko figures. With all that groundwork established, let's unbox these. We'll start with the pizza one. This is one they dropped for NYCC 2025, limited to 200 pieces. This one struck my interest because I eat pizza way too much. If you are what you eat, then you'd be the little Gastley here, because he's basically a walking pizza demon, and so am I. I remember when they showcased this one in their videos, and I liked it a lot. Since this is my first Mischief toy figure, I'll do a more detailed breakdown for the figure in general. If you've seen my collectible reviews in the past, you'll know that the big thing for me is a proper use of the finish on the product. U2's does this perfectly because they have a consistent finish on their entire piece, mold depending. The figures I have are a solid matte finish, and it looks good. Funko, on the other hand, screws this up non-stop. There will be glossy finishes next to matte finishes, to the point where it doesn't even make sense. I've literally seen a figure's hair be part matte and part glossy because it was two different parts glued together. I feel like I'm going to be ranting at this point, so I'm going to stop myself. So hopefully you get the point. I'm not going to get any more worked up. Breathe. The finish on this piece is all the same, and it's nice to feel when you take it out and hold it. So right off the bat, this is a win for my OCD. Looking at the Museum of Mischief on their website, there are a variety of different molds, and then some are reused but painted completely differently. Unlike the Tondros that they've given us 16 different freaking times. Okay, let's not get into that right now. So even though this is the same stylized design, it's completely unique and separate from the others. So I like that it can be utilized in this way, because I can imagine these in mass quantities looking alike but so different, and it would look really cool. Next is the box that it comes in. Being my first figure, I had no idea what these would come in the mail. In a little baggie, in a random plain cardboard box, I had no idea. These figures each come in their own special container themed on what the figure is about. So for this figure, it was designed to look like a pizza box, and I could not love it more. This is legit. The amount of effort and detail used for this was worth every dollar. It even comes with friendly and creative tips inside the box as well. There is another thing that I'm really picky about: presentation. So basically the containers that my collectibles are in. And I gotta say, these are the coolest boxes for a figure that I have ever seen. So as a whole, the amount of time and effort put into every detail makes this product seem like it was created with tender love and care. I may not be able to express this enough, but compared to the Funko box, it is clear as day which one had more time and effort put into these small details. I only have one issue, and it's not a huge deal, but I wanted to be fully transparent. It doesn't stand up the greatest. It kind of fell off my desk a couple times after I bumped it. It's a little wobbly, but not horrible. With all the generalization out of the way for these figures, let's finally break down the Pizza Gastley. You can see that he is an extra cheesy boy with pepperonis. I like that you can see the cheese melting down all throughout the figure, and even the pepperoni eye dropping down is a funny touch. I also like the horns because it looks like they're pieces of crust. Overall, great figure. Next is the Marilyn figure. I have zero affiliation with Marilyn if I'm being honest. The closest thing I have is that my mom's name is Mary. Yeah, it's kind of a stretch, but we'll roll with it. I'm from the Mitten, and I've only traveled from here to Florida in a straight line, nowhere else. But I thought the design was cool. Turns out that the patterning is the state flag for Maryland. The box showcases 4 different big cities in the state, I would assume. It's safe to assume that the aura and the flower used are the state-specific thing as well. I did not do research prior to this, so hopefully I'm right. Since the figure is based on the flag, they must be very passionate about where they live or where they are from. So I think that is super cool. So for lack of knowledge regarding anything Maryland, I think the design was still pretty cool. The white, red, and black all look good together and has a unique pattern that is slightly abstract. I like that his eyes are drastically different sizes as well. Adds to the humor and silliness to it. I like both of these figures and I cannot wait to add a Mortem to the collection because I really like that guy. But he was sold out when I went to try to buy one. I don't blame him because that glow was freaking fire. Let me know what you guys thought of these 2 Gastley figures in the comments below. And while you're down there, feel free to check the links in the description to go check out the Gastlecast YouTube channel as well as their Missive Choice website. And a special thanks again for the Gastlecast for using my email in their video. Okay, hold on. I actually forgot that there was one rule with these Gastleys. If you look back in the box, it says Gastley needs to be with friends. So, I'm going to figure out where to put him right now. You know, I think that's pretty mischievous right there. So I think that's a good spot for him. And there you have it. Both Gastleys are with friends. Hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.